Alrighty, everybody, welcome into another episode of Good Morning NASDAQ on this lovely Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. I can't believe it's already Wednesday, but that's what happens when we have Monday off on Labor Day. So as usual, it is Wednesday. We are doing some live trading, no more sharing of the gappers in pre-market, but talking about what we might trade into the actual market open, trade for maybe 15, 20, 25 minutes, answer a couple questions, and then get on out of here. Good morning, Huddy. How are we doing?
Good morning, Kyle Williams. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I am good. Let's
Up day.
continue the stream here like a robot. Anyways, chat, what's going on? How are you guys doing? Everybody got my chat to my right here.
How's Wayne doing?
Wayne said good morning all. Thomas,
Classic.
Fran, Flo, Ty, Mash, Matthew, F1, Thomas, William, Ao, Joseph, everybody. So yeah, without further ado, I don't know where Dom is, but it's all right. That's why we have three of us. Me and Huddy are holding it down. Probably, honestly, baby duties. Who knows? You gotta go figure after having a child. Let's talk watch list and plays for the day. We've got 10 minutes to the market open. When I immediately showed up to the desk, I thought there was not much out there for me. I immediately thought this could very well be a no trading day. However, as I have it up, WISA, whatever you want to call it, is running nicely up 80%. Nice history of some gap and craps, at least a couple times here, and also now with this previous run. I would imagine a little bit of resistance, and like it's not like it's going into those levels, but just typically after some kind of solid run, there really isn't a second. There's usually every bounce and pop after that is quickly sold into. So this will be my top watch today. Not because it's that great, but because I just don't have anything else, right? We can go over other things that I were potentially as excited about, but like I just didn't feel all that jazz, especially now that 20 30 minutes have passed since their market or since I've gotten to my desk. CNFR, I was hoping this was going to go 2+. It is not. It is only faded since, so no play there for me. It is nice to see it on a day two, though. Hopefully, there's a world where this spikes over 2 and closes above 2 maybe today. Then we can argue it's a multi-day runner from now, call it 70, 80 cents to $2 plus. That certainly would be extended enough for a possible short maybe tomorrow. But again, that's asking for a lot. We'll have to see where this looks by the end of today. There's also Wint. Lots of talks about new dilution for this thing. Not this thing, this ticker. However, I feel like a lot of people maybe knew that yesterday or knew it was coming because there was quite a big sell-off, and now it is gapping up. I don't know, Huddy, is it gapping up on news, or is this just maybe a bounce play from selling off practically 70% from 10 to 3?
I don't actually know if there's any news behind this, but I'll talk more about it when I think news or not doesn't really matter to me. But if
Gotcha.
there is news, I'm even more sketched out.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, I mean, I'll let you take the way because I don't really love it. I do know there's dilution that could totally change things, and that, I mean, it does change things. This thing could be much lower than it is right now later today. But the borrows that I've been looking for are not cheap. They are like 10 cents or more, and I don't really love the idea of paying that much. I'm being a little cheap today. I mean, they could be cheaper, but like not even 10 cents. I mean, there's like some for like 20 cents, 13 cents. The lowest is 9 cents, which is okay. I'm just not all that jazzed about it, but let me hear your thoughts, Eddie.
Yeah, so I'll just give you guys like framework stuff here. How to go about like actually like planning a trade is all up to you guys. But generally, like the framework behind this type of trade is when I see a ticker that is like maybe a Chinese scam and there's insiders that have the shares or something that's super dilutive, especially of recent. When you have like a really ugly kill candle like that, and then a gap up immediately the next day based off that like fresh dilution being administered or registered and effective, to me, my head starts thinking like they didn't get to sell the shares that they wanted to sell. So now they are orchestrating some type of gap up on volume to get out the remainder of their shares and sell at a decent price. That's what this screams to me. Now, can they spike it first and bring in more volume and then, look for an exit that way? Absolutely. There's a number of ways that this could go down, but whenever I see this type of dynamic where it's like dilution active, big kill candle and gap up next day, PR, like I think that's all orchestrated for them to bring in volume, suck in some liquidity at market open, and then dump their remaining shares throughout the, until they're done. So that's kind of how I see this going down. Again, 500K float, so maybe they really can, spike it first and bring in some really good volume before doing that. But that's what I think their agenda is, and I think it's very clearly stated in the filings. So I'm not like at all long biased. Dom had a cute word yesterday, anti-long. He was anti-long. I'm anti-long wind.
He's like not short bias, but he's anti-long.
Yeah. And I don't really know what I want to see in order to short it. I'm not jazzed about paying, 10 cents of a locate and going out and shorting a 500K float. I just do like the framework here, and if it ends up just like with another big red ugly candle, like that would not surprise me at all, given the stuff I'm reading.
Right. Yeah, as you were speaking, I decided I did borrow some of the 9 cents borrows, not because I love it, but because there is a world, right, like where that dilution does play a role. And if this is down, sub 4 by the end of today, it's like, well, paying 9 cents to make $1 a share, it is worth it. But I just definitely borrowed less size. Like I would have loved something like this, maybe to have 10K shares. Not that I use it all, but to have that much. And I borrowed 5. So I paid about $450 for those borrows. A little bit less than I want, but that's okay. There's a world where I miss it too. There's a world where I just don't trade it. So like I'm okay eating that fee, but at least I have some in case that does decide to fade heavily and I want to get involved. Other than this one, what else? Anything else on your radar this morning?
Yeah,
Honey?
I mean the other thing on my radar, which you already talked about, is kind of WISA. Not as blatant of a dilution situation, but definitely some interesting dilution here. They have it priced at an alternate cashless exercise price, which again, I'm not a professional. It's my understanding that alternate cashless exercise price means that they're priced at 0. So, any kind of gap up like this is kind of gravy for them. Now, it's not that many shares. So, if demand overwhelms, like I don't think it'll have that much of an effect on the price. But just being one of those big gappers of the day, Wind's kind of catching up here, but WISA is the biggest gapper of the day. We've seen a ton of these fail in the month of August and September. And, every now and again, there is one that kind of spikes and holds up all day. But I'm also looking to short WISA as well, just given that theme that we've seen lately and given my my strategy profile.
There we go. Beautiful.
And then the last and only ticker that I'm watching, I probably don't trade it, but when I was looking at my scanner in the morning, this chart did flash to me, LGMK. I do see this as like a bottom like breakout chart. You have a couple really big volume days that topped out, once, twice, maybe even 3 times around that 20 to 24 cent level. The reason I most likely miss it is because I don't trust it yet. Like I need to see volume, and it's already got 20 million into pre, so it's going to be more than any other volume day that it's had so far in theory. Just like judging the time factor of it all. But I don't like it when they gap over the breakout level. Most of the times I'm going to miss because it's going to set a high, it's going to start turning a lot of volume, and then when it comes back for that high, like how am I going to feel comfortable with that risk reward? And usually I'm not. Usually I don't trust breakouts. So, and it's a chart I like. It's one that will kind of maybe live on my screen, especially if it does well today. Then like maybe the secondary or third breakout that like if it sets up again, I'll come back for it. So once it really like proves itself. So it's something that I'm probably gonna just keep on the side and see what it does today, and probably not play it, but it might be something for me later this week.
Very nice. I think we have Dom in the house in the costume of a gerbil, or I don't know, what is that? Yeah, gerbil.
I don't know what it is.
Hamster.
I don't have a camera. I just
Oh my god.
woke up at 9:21. I'm gonna blame childcare for this one. Midnight,
We knew it.
middle of the night get-ups for feedings. So I don't know. I've been trying for like the last week to have like one day where I get up at like 6:30, but when I'm getting up at like 2 and then 5, it just can't squeeze it in. But I'm here. I'm opening my stuff up. What do we got? We got gappers.
We were talking about the 2 main gappers of the day are WISA and WINT, Wint and WISA. So other than that, well, first of all, I love that the gerbil or the hamster here or the chipmunk is talking while you talk.
Is it really?
Yeah, it literally.
Yeah,
it's
hilarious.
Its mouth moves. It's literally the best thing I've seen all day. Or will see all day. But yeah, other than that, I can double check my watch list. No, Caesar. My portfolio manager wants to trade. He can't. Get down, young lad. All right.
I'm gonna go to my watch list real quick. We got 2 minutes.
I mean,
I
yeah, I
just want
don't.
my A chart to be pulled up. Okay. BOF, nice breakout yesterday. Has yet to be read. I don't know how much you guys talked about any of this.
Well, it's gapping
Has yet
down
to be
now,
read.
but
Huh?
it's gapping down now. But yeah, it wasn't red on the way
Came
up.
down has gone red before over the past few days, but has not had a red day. So I do think there's potential, and it just feels like there's just not really been any selling pressure. So I do think that when there is a day that they just let it go, it could fade off pretty bigly. Showing up this late right now and just coming on, I don't know if I'll be doing anything right at the open, but that's something I've been watching. If it didn't go higher, and right now down almost 10%. We used to be expecting that after hours action. And then BNRG was the top watch for a reversal. Had a pretty good move from the 60 cent area to 250. Fits all the qualification. Enough volume yesterday to count, and pretty sideways. So watching it this morning as it opens right around where it closed yesterday for a bounce back into the mid to high ones.
All right.
There we go. Well, very nice. Market is open here. Just opened, and again, like usual, no need to click buttons right away. Let's pull up. I don't know. We'll pull up Wint. I think it seems to be the most popular of the day today. Spiking.
Those are the only two gappers were Wisdom and Wind.
From my understanding, yeah, I can double check for us here, but I doubt it.
Oh,
Right. Well,
bless you.
yeah, the two W's today. That's about it. So let's see here. Little spike. My only worry is that everyone. I haven't met someone who's not short biased on this thing. So there's a world where this can squeeze first and really shake people out before it does what people think it's going to do. So we'll see.
I'd love to see it like push through pre-market wick really hard and just like do like a clear out move.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to get there, but
Was as Wells kind of chopping around a bit.
Lisa. Yeah, Wisa was a squeezer earlier this year, back in April, but then hasn't really done all that well since. So we'll see.
Excuse me. We shall find out here. Big pull so far. Nice.
Why are you shorted?
I've not. We're going to give it a second here. Like to wait a little bit.
Wind's got to be pretty low float, huh?
Yeah, it's 500K, which is predominantly why I haven't touched it yet.
I can't find borrows for anything less than 22 cents.
Yeah, it's a little pricey. The cheapest I could find in DOM was to 9 cents, and I debated whether I should take it, but I eventually did.
It's kind of annoying.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely could have started using it right away here. Excuse me.
Low floats aren't really for me. For me, in my trading style, like I like to use manual, hard or not manual, I guess automatic stop losses. I like to put stop loss orders in. I like to just get out of the trade once I'm wrong. And with low floats in me, it's just like I cannot deal with the slippage given how I trade. I think if I like manually click the button, it'd be less of a problem. But with stops, it's just horrible.
Right.
So it's not worth it for me, really. Like I'm going to take 20 cents of slippage on the locates. I'm going to take another 40 cents on my stop loss, and all of a sudden I'm risking like 7 to 10% more than I ever wanted to.
Right.
I mean,
I like that whole. I like this bounce attempt at 5 for Wint. We'll see here if it actually does something or not. No. Part of me wants to short it, actually. We're going to try some. It makes me think the dilution's already in play here if it can't even bounce for a minute. And it's halting down now. Lovely.
I mean, again, clear agenda there.
Yeah. 100%.
Could not have made it more obvious.
My portfolio manager right, buddy. Ugh. But yeah, halted down here, indicating 467. Yikes. So about a 30-cent gap down so far. Over to Wizza. Wizza's also dying, attempting to bounce. It's a good sign. Hopefully bounces for a little bit longer than what Wint tried to do. Indicating, oh wait, yeah, 460 now, 40 cents roughly, 33 cents gapping down. Very ugly. But yeah, I shorted 4K at practically 490 something Wint. So we'll see how that looks.
Kyle uses a supercomputer that gets short as it's halted.
They partially filled me, and so I thought maybe it's gonna halt without me, but it did fill me, so that was cool.
Sick.
But yeah, I was trying to get 5, but that quickly broke almost immediately. But yeah, it just makes me think that was very short-lived. Makes me think that dilution is actually playing a role. If it doesn't play a role, then we'll get squeezed back, and I'll take a loss. So be it.
See you at 6.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'll see you there. I'll stop out there.
I think it could be really nice.
I mean, yeah, we go back here. I mean, yeah, best case, what? Back to red green, if not lower, if they really want to just crush the thing. $3 maybe. I mean, it could end up being pretty cool.
I think my like vague cover target would be like to go into the filings, look where the dilution is, and maybe draw that line on the chart.
Right. But like you said, if it's cashless or it's zero,
that's Visa.
Oh, that's Visa? Okay, well, even better, because Visa looks like it's not going to bounce that strongly here.
Yeah, Visa has the cheap ones, but there's not as many, and Wint has like the framework that they're just like trying to screw everyone over.
Right.
Everyone who just doesn't know to look at filings. Yeah, on Wint, I'm seeing, I don't know which one of these have been converted or what. I'm just going to name some prices that I see on Dilution Tracker. I see 411 as an exercise price for 3.7 million warrants.
I did see those too.
I see if I scroll down, convertible preferred stock, Series C, 3.7 million shares at $3.74. There's an equity line that's been registered. So could act like an ATM. Not really too familiar with equity lines, but that's what I hear, that they act like ATMs from time to time. So yeah, there's a number of different angles where selling can occur. Can doesn't mean it has to.
Right. Oh.
And all below 4. Most of it.
Debating on Wizza here. We just cracked, but we are saving itself. Yeah, I'll give it a second. That was a good save by it.
Yeah, that new low of day and wick right back.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. But we'll see. Doesn't have to bounce either. And if it doesn't, then it'll look a little better. So Wint should reopen probably in a minute or two, minute and a half. If it's
chaotic.
If it's a 5-minute halt. Also, FFIE halted up. A little squeezer.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it makes somewhat sense after selling off from practically 8 to 3.5 over 5 days. A little harsh sell-off, but also in its characteristics of what it usually does. But people remember the bounce that happened last week? No, a week and a half ago on the 22nd. So definitely a little bounce back here today. We'll monitor that as the day continues.
Oh, you can't really get mad at people when they bring up charts and you say stuff like, this stock's dead, you shouldn't be watching it. And then you continually bring up stuff like Fifi.
Well, that's because it's not dead.
Or DXYZ.
No, because there's milk to be milked constantly on something like this.
I would love to get a short on FFIE if it went far enough.
This thing may be at its lows, but it just dropped from 10 to 3 in a week. That's called some range there that I like. Speaking of, where is DXY? I haven't even.
Stop.
Oh, it's at 11. Yeah. See there, this is where nothing happens because it's been between 11 and 13 for the past, I don't know, month. Ah, good times. Anyways.
That was probably your best trade of the. I mean, not your best. Like I liked watching you trade that one every other day.
That was fun. Yeah.
Oh, I'm short. Oh, I'm adding. Oh, we got some more. Oh, new lows. Oh, we're adding some more.
Yeah. I don't know what my best ticker is this year, but I think DXYZ's got to be up there. That or like SMCI.
Well, that first red day was probably like the most jacked first red day other than SMCI.
Yeah, true.
I bided BNRG.
BNRG. A little first green day action.
Yeah, we'll see if it can break through yesterday's kind of afternoon area 130s. But just looking at the 5-minute high break, kind of aligned with red green. 10 cents a risk. We'll see if we can get 160 to 180s or we get stopped it out.
Stopped it out. Nice. All right. Wizza back in the 120s. FFIE over 5. Impressive. Look at that spike. Part of me makes me want to borrow some just in case it gets a little crazy.
Yeah. In my mind, I kind of like told myself if it could get up to $8, I'd be interested in reshorting this thing.
That would be pretty cool.
Being at 5, I'm not really ready to do that.
No.
Which one did you take? Dom, what was the ticker? BNRG?
Binergy.
Benard, sorry, sir.
Energy.
It took
Oh,
me,
yeah.
I don't remember taking it. I'm tired.
Don't remind anyone.
Wind is still halted. Very odd.
That one doesn't look fun, but it looks like it's gonna work. Go down, I mean.
Right? I'm a little bit confused on the halt time here. It's a little bit longer than expected. That's okay. It's probably a 10-minute. Oh, wait. Wizza. Weaker here. This is kind of a stuff. Let's see.
Really hate DOS. Have I ever said that before?
Maybe half a time. Not a full time.
Okay, I've said it. I just want to let you know.
Yeah.
God, you put a stop in, then if you go to like sell something else, it says like short instead of sell.
Right.
Just buy and sell. Just give me the buy and sells buttons. Let them be multicultural. Let them both do the same thing.
I think I got my finger on the trigger here for Wiz. I don't know. I want it, but I just want to watching the tape here. Just want to make sure it doesn't bounce back. Yeah, so far it's trying. Wind indication now 7 or 470, so only like a 24-cent gap down versus like a 30 plus, but it's not a big difference. But it has been halted now, coming up on, so another minute and a half, should be 10 minutes, should open then.
That's super annoying.
Excuse me. Anyway, let's check out chat. Someone asked earlier too if BOF was a first red day, and I don't really love it on BOF. Pretty liquid, gapping down now. Gapping down too much. Maybe if it opened at like 360 failed and it went red, that could have argued some downside. But being down here at the threes with the breakout at 270, it's just kind of not enough range for me to risk it, in my opinion. I like this look on Wizza. It's not really bouncing all that strongly. Wintry open. There we go. Let's see. Do we bounce? Or does dilution just crush this puppy?
Mm.
Looks like it so far. That's the perfect mix of something that might not squeeze. However, too, like if every short's looking to short win, but if the bars are too high to just prevent people from shorting, then it's like it makes it a less crowded short, and then dilution actually does take place. All right, I can't prove that's how it works, but like, it's only, the best way to keep shorts out of something is charge extremely high borrows, and then no one borrows and no one has here's a short.
Except Kyle.
Except me. I decided to bend a little bit for 9 cents.
What's going on with ASST? Is that higher than yesterday? What the heck is going on here?
Nice. Look at that.
Went so good.
You gotta love these stocks that have horrible first green day setups that turn into almost breakouts, and I can't get regular stocks to break out when they set up good. And that's one that goes on a third eye watch now. You wouldn't short that, Kyle, would you, into $4 as a short in resistance?
Which ASST?
Mm-hmm. Asked.
No, I'm not a great short into resistance kind of guy. I probably could learn that, but I just it's one I haven't gravitated towards. I don't love the. There's like a fear aspect. I'm like, I don't love that.
But you have no problem with parabolics.
Yeah,
there's no guarantee that there's resistance.
True,
there.
It's like parabolics are definitely riskier. I just have a better grasp of them than short into resistance. And for parabolics, I almost know they're risky, so I go in with like a risk adverse kind of approach to them, so to speak. It's like I'm not. There's never a world, dude. My portfolio manager. There's never.
Maybe it's just time for him to get a desk in a different office.
I know, right? He needs his own laptop, dude. He's just wanting all the fun on my desk, but there's just parabolics for me are never going to be a large aggressive play for that reason of like there is just too much risk on the table, but it's just how I don't know, it's how I handle it. So, but let's see here. We got Wint, nice fails. A little bit of Wint action. Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty jealous of that.
Halted up and indicating sixes. Pretty crazy. So that's cool. I mean, it's literally another one of these. It's literally the 22nd round too.
Wow,
I
650.
just sold a small piece of Binergy here into 150. No one cares because it's a long trade.
No, it's great. BNRG.
I cared.
Why don't want to enter? There you go, BNRG.
Like Synergy, but Binergy.
But yeah.
Right, honey?
BNRG.
That's what I would call it.
Yeah.
A little more 155.
Beautiful. Well done.
Father of the year.
Just trying to get her some more diapers.
Right. It's a lot of diapers there.
You would be surprised how many you can go through. Next area, I kind of think 2 is like best case, best case. I don't think we're even close to the right market for that. But with ASST yesterday, you never really know. 175 feels like a really nice area, so I got about half left.
Beautiful.
Let's feel strong. What time is it? 9:48. I need a coffee.
Looking Wizza here. Wow, big stuff on Wizza. That makes me think cracks below this level here, we're going to want to be involved. Let's see.
Look them in and rinse them out.
Yep.
Classic.
Yep. From that save earlier.
Binergy. Doing well for Dominique.
Yeah. Shorted. Got some there, like this breakdown. We'll see if it absorbs like last time, but I don't think it will after squeezing out shorts. And
Absorbilization?
what, dumb?
I don't know. I need coffee.
Yeah.
I'm saying things.
There we go. Lower. Maybe
Such a
not.
weird market for first green days to be working at all. Like ASST yesterday, and Binergy today is even kind of like more of a gapper than anything the previous day. I sold some more 164.
Nice. It's really going. Hey, look at that thing.
30 cents on a dollar stock. We love that.
Where's your max spot, dumb? High ones into 2?
Into 175.
Nice.
I have some more 167, 172. So
Beautiful. Volume coming in.
yeah, it's kind of the point where I get nervous on these first green days because this is the high, and then the pull's going to be to 130. So it's like
Right.
keep pushing so I can get my fills.
Beautiful. Anyways, let's last few minutes here. Kyle, I saw your August recap. Amazing results. Can you tell us how many trades you approximately took in August? I took
Of course you
about.
can.
What's up?
Of course you can.
Of course I can. I know the answer to that. No, I think it was. Well, actually, let me tell you exactly. I was gonna just guess because I think I didn't know a rough idea, but 63 trades. Is how much I took.
Way too many for me.
63 is too many, or you took way too many.
No, I would have been thrilled.
Gotcha.
63.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's
I had
like
some of the
20
worst
something.
stats I've ever seen from win percentage point of views.
Yeah. I average about in a hot market. I think the most I've ever traded in 1 month was February 2021, which was like the peak bubble for those who were around then. I think I took like 120 trades that month. But and by trades I mean, but everyone to be clarified, I mean like not one in, one out, but like tickers traded. So like I might buy and sell a ticker 7 times in a day, but that's going to be one trade just because it's too difficult to try to like track the 7 buys and exits. Like I'm going to scale in 7 times, scale out 7 times, whatever it may be, 5, 3, 2, 1, whatever it may, how many times. That's still one trade. So for you guys to think, for people thinking like, oh my god, he trades so little, it's like it's technically, 60 tickers, but obviously it could also be a ticker multiple times over like a week, right? But on average, it's 40 to 60 for most months for me is the rough range. 40 to 60 is usually my sweet spot for how many trades I take. So 2 to 3 a day on average.
If I can keep it under 65, that means I usually had a really, really solid month. I was really particular. And then once I go over that, I probably did a lot of stuff I didn't need to do.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see. Wayne says Dom sounds sleep deprived. He doesn't sound it. He is it. He's going to take a nap after this.
GMK kind of going through high day here.
BNRG
I want to make bank, bro.
Yeah. BNRG approaching 170. Wizza approaching or making low a day. Oh, it did already. We missed it, but only by a few cents. Looking good.
Goodness gracious. Just push 20 cents.
Went sideways at the lows for the most part. How many shares did you take, Dom? They're asking of, I'm assuming BNRG.
6,500.
Nice.
For any 4-leafs out there, I did over 40-minute long video recap from August. Been increasing size from the start of the year from $300 and been doing $100 from $500 since July. And I had a red month last month, so I was kind of deciding whether I was going to up it or not. And so I just kind of was supposed to go to 700, so I kind of put it as 600 to 800 just because a lot of my losses were in that area, and I didn't see it. It never bothered me last month. So just giving myself some wiggle room, allowing myself to click that extra button, So that was 10 cents a risk there. 125 risking 115, about $650 a risk.
Beautiful.
Over $2,000 unrealized.
Nice. Beautiful. Other questions. Kyle, or if your entry on Wizza, is it your full size or partial? No, full size. No need to scale in or out for me when it comes to gappers. I'm for those who are in four leaf and see the webinars and video lessons and charts, my when I do trade gappers, it's usually one in, one out. I don't really try to play games. If I want in, I want in. There's usually not a feeler for me or a let's see how it goes, which can happen plenty of times in other setups. It just I either want in or I don't. Same thing with Wint, right? I'm salting down. I'm like, yep, give me in. Because there's a world where it's like I could have started in on this one and be like, oh, let's start in, and now I'm only left with a starter in this scenario, and so I try to avoid that. Kyle, how much commissions do you pay for that many trades on P&L last month? Gosh, that's something I don't know, because my profit and loss of my trades already includes the commissions cost. I could probably give you a rough estimate only because I know the commission rate I pay and I know the amount of shares I took. But then again, it's like I took some trades at center point, I took some trades at E-Trade. That drastically, changes things because the fees there are drastically different. To give you a very rough guesstimation, we're going to say thousands of dollars easily. Some of those trades I spent $500 in a single day. Because if it was enough shares and enough lower price of a stock, so assume a couple to a few thousand easily. And again, that's already included in just the overall profit and loss of the particular trade. So.
Fifi, open and going.
Fifi 6. Craziness. Let's compare it to. You look back.
I think these days are just days in which everyone was following Kyle and holding short, and then they see it go green, or half of their unrealized goes away, and then they all freak out.
They lose their mind, yeah.
And so it's just a bunch of covers.
Huge volume, that's for sure.
I had it at 7 last week, and I was upset yesterday when I wasn't still in it.
Yeah.
But that was a typical P&L. You're going to be right on the month, so make it look a little better instead of trading a trade.
All right.
Wow, this is retracing everything right now.
Crazy move.
Would you rather just let the dust settle here?
I don't think, yeah, for me, I don't think it's really parabolic. And not that it's parabolic enough. It just last time it was parabolic, it was quite choppy. So I'm not too jazzed about attacking something like this. Also because I know everyone else is attacking it, and that only makes it more crowded.
You're more bullish on it for a breakout?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, it could. I'm not saying it can't happen, but in general, it's a very emotional stock. The fact that it could have a move like this to go from practically 2s to 11 back down to 3s and then have an immediate big huge move and call it 20 minutes from 3 to 650. I mean, it's just it's almost like I can feel the Redditors, Dom, be all in, just bullish as hell, and then get crushed and feel incredibly like they're in a depression, and then, oh my gosh, we're right back. So they just rush in again, only to think it's bagged. And it's such a volatile mover in either direction. So
I can't believe that even the dumbest of them, that they're not way more paranoid and scared right now than they are ever getting back to I think that was the case when it was down from 4 to the $1 area. I remember when it was just kind of going sideways for a while. And there was still somewhat hope, I feel like. Now after reverse split, what is the price when it's at $4?
This would be at 10 cents.
Even right now?
Yeah.
See, that's you can't feel good about it if you're in from $1.20 pre-split.
If they're in from $1, they're in from $45 post-split.
Oh my gosh.
They're still down 90%, unfortunately, but yeah, it's crazy. So
that's the sad stuff that we talked about months ago that we knew was coming.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, last question here. We are approaching the hour, or the 10 a.m. time mark. Kyle, why don't you take starters on resistance and add full size on trades like Wizza? Guys, for me, it's just I don't care to, I like reading price action in most setups. Gappers, I just don't have a good feel for it. Right, 90% of the gappers I see, I don't really know how to read, and so for me, I'm not going to play games of let's short into this resistance level and then cover here and then resize there. Like I don't have a read, right? There's too many gappers who I've seen have insane dilution. They should get crushed and they squeeze. And there's ones with no dilution and they fade beautifully. Like I just don't have that read. I know that about myself. Yes, there are like maybe 10 to 5% of them where I just think, yes, they're such pieces of crap that they will fade beautifully. And so that's why there are sometimes I am more aggressive. But even then, it's usually not multiple ads. It's like I either want in because I think I'm going to be right or I'm not, So there's really not this world, unlike most other setups I have, just gappers for me are just not the play for me to scale in, scale out. I'm a one in, one out kind of guy when it comes to these things. And I just try to let that edge play out than trying to play guessing games of the tape looks like this, or it looks strong here. So like downsize, I just don't want to play that game. I'll drive myself nuts because there's almost a gapper every single day, if not multiple of them. I just don't have the bandwidth to want to do that. I'd rather save that energy for actual like first red days where I do have to do that. I do have to think about, is it dying? Is it not? I do have to think about, should I cover into here and wait for a bounce and re-add? Like that's where I want to do that. Not on these gappers. So just personal preference. Anyways, any last final thoughts, Huddy and Dom?
Well, overall good day. Like the watch list so far. WeSun went down nicely off their highs. Kind of continuing that theme here that we've seen in August and September. So good morning sesh.
Good, beautiful.
I have zero thoughts.
Yeah, Dom has Z's running through his head.
Anti-thoughts.
Binergy is what I'm in. I actually shorted some Wizza too there in the low twos. But Binergy, I'm just going to leave it on. I got 1/3 left. If it wants to continue churning the volume like it is right now, I'll keep holding. Too far from VWAP, I'll call it morning. But it's going to be a green morning no matter what. So happy as a clam. I got my coffee, so I'm happy.
There we go. Nice. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in today. We have Wine Wednesday tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think will both of you guys be there tonight, or anyone not be in there?
Yes, I'll be there, Kyle. My goodness.
I know Dom's like, I just want to sleep. So stay tuned for that tonight, guys, at 7 p.m. Eastern. Other than that, 3-leaf and 4-leaf clovers. We'll see you in the chat room very shortly. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.